Welcome to Connect, a program where we explore our connections with the community. Typically, we invite 2 to 3 people for a conversation about a specific topic and to share their link with the community. We hope that through our conversation, you at home will be able to explore your connection with the topic, our guests, and the community. With me today are Roxana Jimenez, Yumery Salazar, and Michelle Toro Medina, all from the Multicultural Club at Socal High. Roxanne, could you start maybe with telling us a little bit about the history of the Multicultural Club at Socal High?
My pleasure. So, in order for me to give you the information, we interview Mr. Dolan, one of the founders of Multicultural Club, and he informed us that the club started in 2007 through a counselor named Ariel Rojas, and the objective was to help Latino boys who they saw the need to intervene due to gang involvement. Mm-hmm. The name of the club originally was Lucha, which means Latinos Unidos Luchando Hacia Adelante. Basically translates into Latinos moving forward, fighting together, moving forward in union. So as I said, the club originally was for Latino boys, and then it became, Mr. Dolan informed us that it became a class. So funds were found, and the club became a class for 2 years. And after 2 years, the funding ended, and I began to take over the club in 2010 and 11, still being a club for just boys. And then I found that to be a little bit discriminatory towards our young ladies. Uh-huh. And I wanted to make the club a little bit more inclusive, and therefore we opened it up to any Latinos. And then we also run into another issue of excluding other ethnic groups and backgrounds, and we decided to change the name from Lucha to Multicultural Club. And that way we were trying to bring more students from all over our high school. And that's basically the story. And so I've been with the club since then, with support on and off from different counselors, like Mr. Anderson, still a counselor at Socal High, has been a support. Our community coordinator, Nancy Garcia, other department members from the World Language Department have also supported me along the way. I cannot do this work alone.
That's terrific. Good. Now, I understand that the club, the Multicultural Club, as it is called now, has a lot of activities. Michelle, would you like to share some?
Yeah, so we've done the Peace and Unity Week. We did it for about 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Basically, we wrote up a petition or not a petition, like a what?
Request?
No, what was it?
We wanted students, right, to agree to keep peace and unity at Socal High.
Yeah, a pledge.
All right.
Yeah, so we wrote up a pledge basically saying we were going to promote diversity and include everybody in any kind of situation. Mm-hmm. And we set out tables in all the quads at school, and we gave out little ribbons that showed the support from the school. Uh-huh. And in the end, we got around 600 to 800 signatures. So that one was pretty successful. We've also done a few field trips. 1 year I didn't go, but they went to Alcatraz in San Francisco. Basically, they explored everything there and had lunch. And then we went the next year again to San Francisco. We went to a museum. We explored the museum, had lunch, and
was that the science museum?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh,
yeah. And then at night we went to Treasure Island,
uh-huh.
And we just enjoyed the view.
Uh-huh.
We've also done a couple marches. We did the Peace and Unity March in Watsonville, where we took our dragon, and then we did the Christmas March. Pretty much it gave us a platform for people to know who we are and what we stand for.
Now, the Peace and Unity March in Watsonville has been going on for a long time, right? Is that the one that started because too many young people were killed and the mothers and the families just said, you know, basta, you know, enough already? And it's been going strong for quite a number of years. I don't know, I remember about 10 years ago I went there once and it's really impressive, lots of people. And all the people in the neighborhoods, they come out and applaud and you know, be there. It's really wonderful. So you participate every year now?
No, we just went that year to support with our dragon.
Perfect. Okay, good. So Yumery, what else is the club doing?
Other more intimate events that we do, I'd say, are like the Multicultural Graduation, which has been held for 5 years now. And basically the graduation is like a smaller ceremony for people to be recognized for smaller things that you don't get to at the larger graduation, like sealed by literacy and being an avid student. And then you also get to like spend time with your family because it's like a dinner after, and it's
That's
really
great.
fun.
Tell us a little bit about what is an avid student.
An avid student is part of a program which is called Advanced via Individual Determination, and it's for students who don't have the same resources or want to make sure they get into a four-year university afterwards.
That's great. Good. What else is going on?
We also do soccer tournaments, which are just to like help our students like be united in one spot during lunch, and it like also helps fund for the multicultural graduation. Yeah, it originally started to like raise funds for like outside organizations, but we made it more personal.
Right, more inside the school.
Yeah.
And a lot of the groups at the school participate.
Yeah, there's a lot of student involvement because it's welcome. You welcome anybody from the school, so it doesn't have to be people from Multicultural Club.
Okay, great.
And then another one would be Dígame, which is a branch from a sanctuary.
Now, dígame means tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Okay, and what do you do?
Well, we met with them this summer before going into school, and they like brought like different programs to us, saying like if we wanted to like participate in like this one called Know Your Rights, and then Know Your Rights was basically like informing students what to do if ICE was at your door, so that they know what to do and like they can inform other people. And then they like held classes for the students, and then those students taught other people at different places.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Now, what kind of impact do you think you have with your Multicultural Club? What do you see happening among students,
Well,
Latino or otherwise?
I feel like Multicultural Club just helps people feel more united and accepted because it's like a diverse club, and it doesn't just like, it's not specified for anybody. So I feel like it just helps with the unity at school.
Yeah. What about you, Michelle? What do you see?
I think we have a significant role at school because through the years there was just like this assumption that Multicultural Club was specifically for Latinos, but through the years we've spread the diversity in our club, and like Mary said, we welcome everybody. So we've all like created this really unified little family, and we can all count on each other for different things.
That's great. Now,
Can I add to that?
yeah, of course.
As an advisor, what I think Multicultural Club has done is giving students a voice. A lot of these students carry many feelings and stories behind them, and Multicultural Club has become a safe space for them. And they are the creators of the activities you just heard. I just advise they do all the organization of all the activities that they just explained. It is them leading. That's what I love the most about leading the club, is that I just guide students and they take on the leadership. And leadership roles that otherwise they wouldn't experiment maybe at Socal. So I just love supporting.
That's great.
I just love supporting that.
Now, one of the things that the Multicultural Club students did, they made a video At least there are some, and we have some excerpts. And so one of the first videos that we're going to show right now is the one with you reading a poem about living in El Salvador. So why don't we watch the video right now?
Very good.
Okay, good.
El Salvador in my heart. My mother wails. People seem sad and worried. Children cry for the lost toy. The sky is pale. The day is embraced by the darkness. I play with my rag doll like any curious child. I ask my mother to explain what is happening. She stays quiet for a moment, intense. She's about to speak. Suddenly, I hear a bomb. I hear a desperate voice. There is no other explanation except for the one I see. Innocent blood boils, running down the streets like water from a river. I cry. I understand the fight, the suffering of those forgotten heroes. I am the victim's sister. I am their hope. They are my people, my country. I am part of them. They are my everything. I will continue their fights until we gather to celebrate or triumph.
Thank you for that incredible poem. Yeah, there's some tears in your eye. And actually, the first time I heard it at home, it was really, I can empathize with the child you were. And so, when did you come to the U.S.?
I came to the United States when I was about to turn 15 years old, at the age of high school. And that is why, one of the reasons I am a high school teacher, because I ran into a teacher, Miss Croft. I have a picture of her. This is Miss Croft. Miss Croft inspired me to become a teacher. She supported me, and I'm just paying back what she gave me.
Wonderful.
Yes, and I carry my roots, and I tell my students that that is what they need to do. Carry their roots everywhere they go. And yes, I lived through the Civil War, and those experiences were hard, but made me the person who I am now, made me the teacher who I am now, made me a strong human being. And I value what I have now after so much suffering.
Yeah. Now, the second part of the video that the students did about you tells about what you have lost. And so why don't we watch that video first, right now?
Very good. There are things that you lose, and there are things that you gain during an immigration process. In regards to what I left family, I left friends, I left my country, I left what I knew, what I was familiar with. And the things that I have gained by being in the United States are also very important too. I gained the appreciation for another language, which is English. I learned and I value that stability, that I have had being in this country. I value the great opportunity I have had in getting an education in this country, which I know that in my country, if I had stayed, I wouldn't have reached it. So I guess education is what I value a lot of being in this country. I value that I've been able also to raise my children in this country. I value that no matter what people say about the United States is a country of multicultural cultures. And because I believe in that, my own children are bilingual and are bicultural.
Thank you. It is truly remarkable how you don't judge one country over another. You have them both in your heart, and you have them mingled together, and you appreciate from both countries. And I see again why you wanted to become a teacher.
Definitely. In my curriculum, I touch a lot about identity, and I tell my students that identity is always in evolution. And when I used to, when people used to ask me, where are you from? I used to say, El Salvador, I am Salvadorian. And that was 30 years ago. And if you ask me now, I am whatever I want to be. I am a citizen of the US. I am an American. I am married to a Mexican man, and I am Mexican. And if I want to be anything else, I can be anything else. And that's what I want to be a role model for my students. I want them to have confidence on who they are, and wherever they go, to be very proud of who they are and what they carry behind them.
Okay, perfect. Now, of course, having lived here and you are an American citizen, you have seen plenty of people who came here undocumented and always lived with the fear of deportation. And so they asked you about what impact deportation have, not just on the people. But let's listen to the next video. Okay, let's watch the third video. All right?
Okay.
You know, when you deport a family member, it's not just the family member being deported. And you're not only harming that human being, you're impacting the entire family. And that is very serious. Plus, it does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to be deporting these people. What is going to end up happening, I believe many of them are going to come back illegally one more time because family is here. Can you imagine a mother, a father being deported when they have young children? How are they going to leave their children behind?
Thank you. You know, your observations are. Do you have any experience with people being deported? I know you were all born here, but your friends, school, any impact of deportations you've noticed?
Fortunately, no, I haven't
Okay.
experienced anything like that. But I know I've seen a lot of things on the news that are related to it, and it's really sad because, like Ms. Jimenez said, the whole family gets impacted, not just the person, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah. What about you?
I agree. I'm also lucky, and I haven't experienced that personally, but I've known people who have been in fear of it, or like they've had it happen to them, and it's really devastating.
Yeah. I actually remember when I was a teacher at Pájaro School that one of our students came running back to school. And while she was in school, both of her parents had been picked up. And so the school became involved. It was disruptive for the kids in the class, the administration and the teachers, you know. So luckily there was a neighbor who was willing to take in the child and the other children while the parents were gone. It had a major impact on my class and on the rest of the school. So, you know, thank you for that.
For me as an educator, I think it's one of the hardest situation to face nowadays when a student, you know, trusts in me and tells me that one of her parents might be deported. It's so difficult because their entire future just changes all of a sudden. And how can I, as an educator, keep telling them, keep doing well in school, keep studying, you know, you have a future, when what they're living through right now, the present, is so unpredictable.
Okay. Now, we've heard a lot of Roxana's story, let's listen to your stories. And why don't we start with Michelle? What's your story?
Okay, so my parents had 3 kids. They had me, my sister, and my brother. My parents didn't finish school, and me as the oldest, I want to strive to do better and to give them a better opportunity. I am a senior in high school. I applied to colleges, and I made a decision to go to San Jose State in the fall. So that's really exciting. I'll be a first-generation college student because I had the support of Ms. Jimenez and then my AVID teacher. I was an AVID student, or still am because I'm still in school. I didn't have many resources because my parents are low income, but because of AVID, they provided us tutors, and we had each other's help. So that's how I was able to get into college. Let's see. My sister's a freshman in high school, and I've kind of been guiding her into choosing her classes and making sure she's getting good grades, joining clubs, just so she has the right path, so she can do better than I did. Let's see. I decided to major in chemistry. Sophomore year I took chemistry and I really liked it, so I went on to AP chemistry and I liked it, so I decided to major in it. I want to start my own cosmetics line that includes skincare. I'm really into makeup, I don't know if you could tell, but I want to develop my own. So I want to develop my own affordable skincare line because I didn't have that much money, so I couldn't buy the really expensive luxury things. So I want to be able to, oh my God, I'm so shaky. I want to be able to provide it for everybody else. Let's see. I'm really into helping people out. In Multicultural Club, I've done a lot of community service. I'm a Latino activist. My parents are from Mexico, and I have Mexican roots, so I like helping out the community. My personal goals, I want to have a stable income so I can help out my parents and live comfortably. And I want to get a dog because I never had one. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Those are important goals.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one is at the top. I heard you say chemistry, which is very nice. We need more women, girls in the science, math department. So thank you for that, and thank you for being such a great role model for your sister. I know they look up to you.
Yeah.
Yumery, how about your story?
Well, my story, similar to Michelle's, is I come from a family who has 5 kids, and I have an older brother and a younger brother. So I've kind of grown in the shadow of my older brother, who's he's in the university now, and then I'm trying to be a good role model for my younger brother as well. My parents also didn't go to college or finish school, but I've seen them work really hard, so it's motivated me to keep pushing myself, and I just like pushing myself by joining sports, clubs, APs, and having a job and managing my time well.
You having a job? What kind of job?
I work at the boardwalk, yeah, as a parking attendant.
So it takes you away from your studies or not? You make sure?
I just make sure I have time for school. And then, let's see.
Now, what do you do in the club?
In Multicultural, I'm the secretary, so I help organize who's in the club and manage other papers for events, which I slack on sometimes, but I do my best. And like Michelle, I'm also excited to go to college. I'm thinking of accepting to Cal Poly Pomona, and I want to major in nutrition because I've always been into that.
You can open a business together. And one takes care of the outside, and the other takes care of the inside. What makes you interested in nutrition?
I've been interested in nutrition for a while because I grew up as a chubby kid because I didn't have the right food. Since my parents were always working, we ate fast food a lot, so it affected my health kind of. Oh. So I just kind of tried maneuvering my lifestyle into a healthier one. And
so
it's
you changed it yourself? You didn't get any pressure from your parents? You did it yourself?
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
And then let's see.
Now, you're an athlete, right?
Yeah.
What kind of sport?
Track and field.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Now, I never asked about how large the Multicultural Club is.
Well, through the year, it gets really scattered, but I'd say it was like 60 plus people, right, in the club.
60 people, that's more than I would expect.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year, it gets really big. And then,
Like anything.
yeah, and then kids get busy, and then it shrinks a bit, and then for certain activities, it gets big again. It's an open door club, basically. Whoever wants to take on the next activity is there, and we'll move it along.
And now, what about your other teachers? What do they think about you being in a Multicultural Club? Do they see any advantages of you being there and taking on leadership? Do you take leadership in your classes as well?
Yeah, our AVID teacher, because me and Mary are both in AVID, she recognizes how much work we put into the club, and she's also really supportive. At the Multicultural Graduation, she does award the AVID students and shows her support for all of us. When we got acceptances to college, she was really, really supportive. She was really excited because she's been with us since we were freshmen. She also recognizes our leadership. Me and Mary take on a huge leadership role in our class. Anytime there's any community service event, we both volunteer to do it. So yeah.
So what I hear all three of you say is that you're taking on leadership in your community, which is the school, but also outside the school in your smaller communities. You make these connections and you seem to be having fun at the same time. So I really want to appreciate that you brought this to us, and I hope other schools, I'm not sure if they have multicultural clubs, but I hope definitely that if they have, that they appreciate you coming out here today. Yeah. So thank you, Michelle, thank you, Roxana, and thank you, Mary. And I want to say thank you to the people at home for tuning in to Connect, where we, of course, try to have you understand the topic for today, but also that you will express your connections with the community. Thank you to the crew, and thank you to Community Television, and good night.